Good day, Meticulous Moments audience. Thank you so much for joining us for yet another amazing session here at the Meticulous Moments podcast, where we facilitate community upliftment through leadership development. And this evening, we have a phenomenal leader with us in the green room, and he's going to be sharing a lot about his life, leadership, and many other topics as we have a healthy and edifying conversation. And he's none other than the stunning and amazing, my good friend, Grandmaster Gary. Amen. Welcome, Gary. How are you?
Great. Thank you for having me on. I'm very honored to be on it today. And I'd like to share things about my life and my teachers and what I'm doing in the future. It's just, do you want me to start when I started training, or how do you want me to begin? Okay,
Yes, absolutely.
I started martial arts in 1965. And my first teacher was a Green Beret. It was amazing. He had about a black belt in 5 different styles. And we did old training. It's the stuff that you don't see no more, where they put a bullet in the chamber and pocket at my head, or use real knives. And I did this about 13, 14 years with this guy. And like I said, he was my next door neighbor. He needed somebody his size for his son so he could practice, and that's how I met him. And as the years go by, it was during the Vietnam. Um, One day he disappeared. I don't know if he got killed in Vietnam, and probably he did, and that's why I never seen him. But the guy was one of the most amazing teachers I've ever had in my life. The stuff he knew, I trained Jiu Jiutsu, Taekwondo, Judo, Aikido, Kung Fu styles. He was very round, like an MMA fighter. And then I began my journey in 1974, 75 with Master Andy Alpo, another amazing instructor, a Hawaiian guy from Hawaii, who's a legend in martial arts. He do the stuff that you don't see anymore, the dim mak break, and he teaches where we close our eyes and they throw things at us, and he was phenomenal. And I had my journey with him for a couple years, and unfortunately, my dad was in the Air Force and he retired. And he wanted to move to San Diego, so I transferred to San Diego and met another instructor. He was incredible, another Green Beret, and was in the Army. And his name was Master Fred Kenyon, and that began my journey. And a totally different teacher. He can break rocks the size of a melon and cantaloupe. It's crazy. Um, and he break a big 200-pound bag with a kick. He was Chuck Norris's. He was the senior. He was the same rank as Chuck Norris in the old days when Punk stood up. He trained with Fudakoshi, the legend in Shotokan. He started in the 40s, and he began my journey. And I was very young, teenager. I wanted to learn as much as I can, so I started training with him and other instructors. I trained with a world champion Thai boxer who was undefeated, and worked at the gym every day, and trained 7 days a week like I'm doing today. And he was amazing. Then I went to Vegas, trained with another instructor, and I flew every couple months up to Sacramento and trained with my own instructor because I missed him so much. I wanted to finish my training, and I continued on. And then I trained with Fred Canyon's son, he's a world champion, Damon Canyon, and continued my journey. And then, unfortunately, I had to leave San Diego. I went to the Middle East. I was in Iran in 1975, 76 to 1979. And I was a hostage for about 5 months. I was taken, but I did continue to train for the 5, 6 years in the Middle East. Continued my training, went to Florida, and again, still keep up my training. Then I went back to Vegas for 1 year, trained with a master, Brian, who was an incredible Taekwondo master. And then I moved back to San Diego and finished my training, opened a couple schools, and continue. I teach back in the 80s, late 80s, Navy SEALs for 21 years. That was the most, since I couldn't join the military because of my ex-girlfriend, and I wanted to go in special forces. I wanted to give it back, you know. So I trained there, teach Navy SEALs for 21 years. I even trained SEAL Team 6 members and members of Delta Force, CIA, FBI, law enforcement for 33 years. And then I met another amazing instructor. Oh my God, his name is Grandmaster Charles Dixon in Goju Ryu. He trained under Yamaguchi in Japan. Yamaguchi is one of the most amazing instructors ever. My certificate's over 60 years old from Yamaguchi, and and my teacher was senior to Masayama. And then I continued my training all the way up to ninth to 10th degree under him. And I already have a 10th degree in Tang Soo Do. And so I still wanted to learn. I'm always an open cup. Then one day I met another instructor in Tai Chi, and it was phenomenal, Grandmaster Eric Lee. And he took me under his wing. And to this day, I still train. I know him. He always spends me for Thanksgiving with thanks to Cindy, his girlfriend, and Eric's retired undefeated kata champion in the world. And he's my teacher. And then I met another teacher, Grandmaster Cecil Douglas Wong, another phenomenon. He taught David Carradine. He trained Jason Lee. He trained Brandon Lee, and he's still my teacher. And I look up to Douglas Wong. He's a living legend. And I made a couple movies, small movies, nothing big. I got into that, and then I explored. And now I came my newest teacher, the greatest teacher I've ever had. I have to say, Pat Strong. He's one of Bruce Lee's top students, oldest student. He knew Bruce Lee before Linda was ever there in the life. And it's still under his wing. He's 80 years old, and he can punch faster than any human being in this planet right now to this day. And I'm still under his wing. And I have a movie that I'm going to do in India with Mario in the future. I have another couple movies I'm going to do with Stephen Lambert. He's amazing. He's doing a film right now. He's in July. He's going to be filming a big movie in Israel, and then we're going to finish the ninja movies. And I'm looking forward to do that. And then I got a movie with my brother Jeff Langton, 50 years in Hollywood. Stephen Lambert also 50 years in Hollywood. Stephen Lambert did Indiana Jones, and he designed all the part for Steven Spielberg. And like I said, we're gonna finish the ninja movies, and then I want to say hi to Tashi Yamashita. I really looked up. He did the Octagon, really amazing individual. I want to say hello to Philip Tan and Louis Tan. Louis Tan did Mortal Kombat, very good. Philip is my best friend, closest friend in Hollywood. He's doing movies. I'm going to be popping one of his movies. And then Jeff Langton, 50 years. He's Sylvester Stallone's personal bodyguard. He did 50 years of Rocky and Rambo. And he's got a movie for me in San Jose. So I'm going to be filming with him. Starting my film career in the late. I almost did it with Perfect Weapon with Jeff Speakman back in 1990. But when I was on the base, they did not allow me to film it because we had a war in Kuwait and Iraq. So they didn't allow me to start the movie. So Paramount went somewhere else. But let me tell you what Pat does. Pat is in the medical field, and he's about to do some amazing breakthroughs for help reduce the effects of Down's multiple sclerosis, not multiple, dementia, Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's, and PTS. He is on the verge of healing a lot of people. He's already made very quick success. He went to John Hopkins. They loved him. And thanks to Pat Strong and his partner, uh, Kevin, Kenneth Barton, is an amazing individual. They brought me along the team. So I'm going to be part of that. I currently work as a detention officer at the border, which is great. I love my job, and I train with a passion, and I love giving. That's for me. I love to expand the art and help people out there in this world. So, any questions for me?
Absolutely. Just love hearing, your background, all the training that you've done, all the amazing people that you've connected with that have imparted in your journey. I've met Jeff Langton before, virtually, and I have to say, I understand why you are so close to him. Like you, he is very skilled and trained, but he's also extremely humble. And I found that so refreshing. You guys are just amazing. It's so easy to talk to you, and you guys are so open and kind and caring. And yes, I see, Gary, that you want to give back, and that's in essence what you are doing. So tell us about your training, because you already today had a 4-hour session training, and I believe after our interview you're going to train some more. Tell the audience
Oh,
about.
okay. So my training usually consists of thousands of sit-ups and push-ups and leg raises and dips and pull-ups and abs, six-pack. I work everything with weights. I do a lot of squats. I mean, it's mostly cardio, but it's a very fast pace. And I do a lot of kickboxing. I do kickboxing every day. And I do a lot of jumping jacks. I mean, my workouts are intense. They're always intense. I stay in shape because one of my teachers, his name was Dennis Jackson, and some of the guys that we trained with, oh my God, they were incredible. One guy I trained with back when I in 1970. He could do one-arm finger pull-ups. One-arm finger pull-ups. I've never seen any human being in his life.
What?
What? Yes, yes. And I wanted to say a couple more people. I wanted to say special. Um, I got to say thank you to Benny Urquidez and Sarah Urquidez. They took me up for my birthday a couple of years ago, and that was amazing. I couldn't believe what they did. They treat me. It was wonderful. And Cynthia Rothrock has always been there for me. She always supports me, and I support her. And she's making a movie right now, a cowboy movie. Everybody should go out there and watch it and support her because she is an amazing woman. She's one of the most talented women in the world, considering her age and what she can do. She's also a fellow sister in martial arts. We're at Tang Soo Do, and her teacher is my teacher, or I know her teacher very well. And, so people like that are freaking amazing. I can't believe I'm surrounded by very talented people out there in the martial arts. But yeah, I did one. And Alan Goldberg, he's an amazing guy. I got to tell you about Alan Goldberg. Alan Goldberg has the biggest and most amazing action event in New Jersey. And everybody should support the guy because he's always been there when I need him. And I want to say hi to the Prince out there. He's a good friend of mine. He honored me and I honored him. Uh, and the other guy I want to say is Steven Seagal. Steven Seagal is the most amazing guy. I'm there for him 110%. He's in Russia right now. His father's Russian. Some people call him a traitor. He's no traitor any means. His dad is Russian. He's Russian. I'm part Russian. I'm Romanian and German and half Jewish. But this, he has family. He's Mongolian as well as I'm Mongolian. I have an Asian blood as me. And this Stephen, what I could see what the guy, he has a weight problem. That's really not. The guy's got solid muscle. I see him a couple years ago drop everybody. I was supposed to see him in 2018. And unfortunately, I went to India instead to have a 55-foot truck run over my body for the Guinness World Record. And
Oh,
it was canceled because the Guinness did not show up. I was so mad. And I was ready for that truck. I wanted to do something that nobody's ever done in their life. And some people said, you're crazy because you're going to get killed. I know I can do it. And I took on 25 black belts at one time. And even at my master testing, I took 25 black belts. I took on 12 masters at the same time.
wow.
So, yes. But yeah. So, but then so I couldn't see, and then we're supposed to go to see Steven Seagal 2023 in April. Unfortunately, the Ukraine situation stopped, and I work for the government, so I'm not allowed to go to Russia or any of those countries due to my clearance I have and all that, and I don't want to bring any strains. But hopefully, one day, U.S. and Russia will have a better relationship. But I got to tell you that Steven Seagal is one of the most loyal and patriot American. Just because he's not here and he's in Russia, he loves Donald Trump. He supports the conservative movement, and he has a big heart. He's a big giver, and but whatever he needs, I'm there for him. Whatever he needs. We talk a couple days a week, and I said I love Steven Seagal, and I'm tired of people put him down and badmouth him because the guy is a true patriot and he's a peacemaker. His mission is to go around the world and make peace for each country. That's what he does for Russia. He represents Putin. You know, people say bad things about Putin. I have nothing bad to say but good. The guy's a martial artist. From my student, I can't mention names, but one of my students um, actually went to school with Putin when he was young, and told me a lot of things about Putin. That at the time during the Cold War, you were not allowed to have church, and you were not allowed to practice Christianity or any religion. And when he was a KGB, he had a crucifix inside his shirt. Nobody ever saw it. If he would have got caught, he would have gone to prison. He is not allowed to have that kind of stuff. He took chances. The guy said to my student one day, if he ever became leader, he's going to make Second Amendment in Russia, which is cool. And he says, I'm going to put churches back in Russia so everybody can practice religion again. Today you can practice religion. So, it's too bad we have conflict right now. I want a peace in Ukraine. I have a lot of friends, my dancers are from Ukraine. I want a peace between Russia and them, and hopefully one day Russia and them. And like I said, I'm not going to take sides. I'm staying out because I can't. But I hope one day. I don't like bloodshed in any countries. I'm tired of America being any country. We should focus on our poor people and take care of our own people. We have enough problems, you know.
Yeah.
But Steven is a great guy, and there's nothing wrong. But I'm just tired of people bad mouthing him out there. You know, when you're in the spotlight and you're well known, always people like to pick on you. You know, and some other great talents I got to meet. I met Mike Tyson, amazing guy. Even wanted him to be in one of our movies. He's a great guy. I met Sylvester Stallone's brother, Frankie, really nice guy, great guy. And I've almost met Sylvester Stallone. It's going to be one day I will. It was the birthday of Frankie Stallone, and he had the virus and couldn't make it. So, but yeah, I enjoy. And, today I'm going to go to the beach, and I'm going to run 20 miles on the beach to stay in shape. And yeah, and I eat very healthy. I don't drink. I never smoke. I don't drink. I've never used drugs in my life. And I eat very healthy. I use 90% vegetarian, very little bit of fish and little chicken, but mostly vegetables, and I eat healthy, and I practice what I do to stay mentality. I don't watch television. I stay away from negative news. I hate the news. It's propaganda, so I don't need to listen either Republican or Democrats or whatever. I just focus on my training. I want to say a special hi to Sandra out there. She's always in my heart. She cares about me, and I care about Sandra. And so she's going through difficult times and stuff. So, anyways, that's what I got. But you can pin.
So I was thinking as you were talking about, Steven Seagal. You know him personally from my side. We grew up as children, and we absolutely adored. I mean, they were our childhood heroes. Steven Seagal, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Sylvester Stallone, you name it, Arnold Schwarzenegger. They were our childhood heroes, and most of us that started the martial arts were because we watched their movies and we were inspired, we felt uplifted, we were empowered by what they were doing. And I agree with you. I was a pastor for 15 years, and I always tell people, I know there's a lot going on in the world. There's always been wars, there's always been things going on. I always tell people, let's are the peacemakers. Always try to keep the peace, and nobody really wins in war. So I also don't
No,
get involved in politics, and I don't like it when people badmouth other people. I agree with you.
I'm independent. That means I'm not either for any party. I'm an animal lover. I'm the biggest animal lover you ever seen in play. I hate when anybody kills animals. I hate that. I don't like
Yeah.
for sport for trophies. I don't. I just I wish we'd make more peace out there. And I hate any country. I hate us going to any country. That's why America gets hated, because we're always in somebody's face. We're always, we should focus on our own people instead of getting involved in all these stupid wars. And both the Republican and Democrat Party are corrupt in my country. I just, right, like I said, I lean more conservative. I believe people should have guns to protect themselves, but good people, not bad people, not crazy people. I have nothing against people being gay. If that's their right, there's still freedom. I don't discriminate. I even have gay people teaching my school. I had gay students. I have nothing against that. I'm just a little bit about the transgender. I don't think men should compete against women in sports because they're cheating. That's not fair for a woman who's trying to get her college scholarship. And because the guy can't do it against regular men, he's going to cheat and take advantage of the poor women. So that's where I don't discriminate because they're transgender. If they want to be, fine. But maybe we should have a transgender sport for athletes, and they can focus competing against themselves instead of destroying the women that work so hard in the Olympics and stuff. So that's my hiccup on that part. As far as religion, I think everybody should practice whatever they want. It's their freedom. I had great Muslim friends that were my best man at my wedding. I love Muslim people. I love Christians. I love all races. I don't care what race or what religion you study. It's your business. And we have too much hate in this world. We're always, we don't give. We should start giving and help a lot of other nations out there. And that's why, and we have too many egos. Let me tell you about grandmasters in martial arts. 90% are not grandmasters. There's too many. There are more grandmasters than white belts now. I'll be honest with you. When I started martial arts, there was 5 or 6 grandmasters in the whole planet. And now I know that time has changed. I've been in the art for 57, 58 years. But I didn't even care about it. When I became a grandmaster, I didn't even want the title. Shit, I didn't have enough gray hair to focus. But my teacher said, you have the skill. You can do things that most people. I can break 3 bricks with a pinky. I can break a plywood. I can break a rock the size of a mountain. I can do stuff that probably nobody can do. And 12-inch block of wood. So I did generate a lot of skill all my life. And but at the same time, if somebody called me Master Aiming, Grandmaster Aimer, Soke Gary, I don't get offended. I don't need that. Even one of my first wives that I was dating, was my girl from my class. I never wore my belt in my class. I thought the belt was an ego trip. My students wear a black belt, but I never wore a belt. I don't care about the belt. Like Bruce Lee said, it's just to hold up your uniform. So when people come up and say I'm a grandmaster, and that doesn't mean anything in the street. It's what you know. It's not what you wear. These titles are just ego boosters. I'm sick of the rank, so I don't get offended. About the title rank, and it doesn't make anything. My teacher Pat doesn't. He's a grandmaster, but he'll never call himself a grandmaster because he's humble. He's extremely humble, and that's what I liked at that. And I think everybody should practice, humility. And and all these people want to get Hall of Fames out there. Oh my God, one after another. It's kind of crazy. Now, I go to the Hall of Fames because you get to meet all the people. It's a socially, it's great. Like meet Cynthia there, see Benny and stuff. That's what the Hall of Fames to me are great. It's a gathering, bringing all the people together. As far as getting an award, I don't care one way or the other. It doesn't. It's no big deal for me to get an award. I mean, I got the honors to share an award with the same time that Steven Seagal got an award in Switzerland, and we got another one thanks to Ron Van Cleve. He got me an award and gave Steven Seagal an award. And I want to mention one more person. I almost forgot. One of my great friends, one of the greatest legend athletes in the world. He has 20 Guinness World Records, and that is Dr. Robert Goldman. He is one of the most amazing. That's why I try to get one Guinness World Record. But I've seen all 20 of his Guinness World Records in his house. He has a mansion in Montana. Beautiful, like 300,000 acres. And he is incredible smart. He holds the largest medical conference in the world for anti-aging in Las Vegas. He does one usually in December 12 to 14, 15. And he does one in Thailand, does one in Florida. And he hosts also like a Hall of Fame for sports for the greatest athletes in the world. But his best friend is Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger. I met Arnold many years ago at the Marriott, shook hands with him. That was great. I actually shook hands with John F. Kennedy in Germany when I was 3 years old on the Air Force. My dad introduced me to him. And so I've seen a couple sitting presidents. But John F. Kennedy was my icon. I really like John F. Kennedy. But yeah, Arnold's got a couple, he's got a fair amount of PhDs and a couple MDs, and he's a giver. He's not a taker. He puts all these events. He contributes a lot of money. You should do an interview one day with Robert Goldman if you can. I don't know if you have him on Facebook, but tell him to add you, because a 20 Guinness World Record holder, and he worked with Donald Trump. He was a sport fitness. He's got almost every sitting movie star in Hollywood in his picture with Brad Pitt. Everybody he knows. Talk about who knows who. He knows everybody. And he's an incredible human being. He's a incredible human being, one of the most incredible human beings on this planet. He really cares about everybody. And so you should get an interview one day with Dr. Robert Goldman. I can give you his number and you can reach out to him. But he is, of anybody out there, as far as not martial arts, but a most athletic man on this planet, it's him, you know? So look up Robert Goldman and see what he can do. You will not find anybody like him. Nobody on this planet. And he gives me the respect. I'm one of the few people that got invited to his home in Montana, and whatever he needs from his right hand man. So I'm there for him as well, Steven Seagal. So
amazing. Yep. It's so beautiful to hear, that you all connect, that you all share these views, and that you all train. There's something that I realized when you were speaking, and that's that some people go into the martial arts for the recognition of the belts that they get, that like you mentioned, and the awards that they're running after. And other people get into martial arts to learn the art, because it changes our lives, it changes the way we think, it changes the way we do things. I personally use martial arts principles in my business, because I did a self introspection, a time of introspection. I had a time of self reflection, and I sat and I thought about everything that martial arts has imparted into my life, and I started noticing that there is a connection. Some of the things that I've learned at the martial arts school, the morals, the values, some of the principles I carried over without even realizing it into my business. And so it goes into your life. And martial arts is not a sport, it's a lifestyle. It's not just a few moves that you do, it's a whole change of the way you think, the way you do things, the way you view life and other people. And what I really enjoyed about what you said is, we should respect all cultures, we should respect all religions, and we should always treat every single person we meet with dignity. And looking at you, Gary, you are so open and friendly and kind. Since we first connected, I was just in awe, because it was so lovely to speak to you. You're so uplifting. And then I saw a video of you on YouTube where they actually hit you with steel bats, I believe, and you broke boards with your head. I mean, my goodness, what a demonstration. What kind of body conditioning do you do in order for you to be so strong? Because those were not normal wooden bats. It seemed like it was a steel bat that they were hitting you, they were kicking you.
Well, a lot of it's your mind. It's your mental. It goes beyond physical. But yes, I do condition myself every day. I do 300 pounds on incline bench doing sit-ups. And, so I do a lot of conditioning for my abs. And then I hit myself with nunchucks on my shins and legs and arms every day, so my body gets used to injuries. I have masters that kick me and punch me as hard as they can. So your abs start to, it gets damaged and get repairs and gets stronger. So your
Yes.
body takes all that. I also have a dip gel that comes from Ip Man, and I put that over my body. So that's really special. It makes my bones a lot stronger than normal. But most of it's mental. Physical only has limitations. You know, when I saw my teacher back about 40 something years ago, 45 years ago, take about 15 boards with no spaces, and he asked the students, "Give me a time, give me a number," and one said 6. So he waited. He touched the top of the boards, barely touched it. 6 minutes later, all the boards underneath broke. That's 15 boards with no spaces. I also see him do where he'd take 15 bricks again, and he touched only, he's asking to pick only the bricks in the middle. So he broke only the 3 bricks that were separated. I don't know anybody in this planet that can do that. That's incredible. I did a demonstration that got me for the Navy SEALs. I broke a plywood. I don't know if you know what plywood is. The board is built
Yes.
in many. I broke it like
Yeah.
butter with a pinky. And then I broke 3 boards, 3 2x4s against the grain. Not with the grain, I broke it. I broke a rock the size of a melon. 1 inch break. What Bruce Lee does in 1 inch, I do with a whole rock. I broke 5 bricks with a 1 inch with no spaces. So some of the stuff I
Oh
can
my
do, I don't know if
goodness.
anybody can even match me as far as breaking. That's why my teacher, Pat Strong, took me aboard as a student. He doesn't, when he saw my ability to break, he's never seen anybody. He said, "God, you can break more." And then he had one of his students punch me as hard as he could, and the guy benches like 500-600 pounds, and he could not hurt me. He couldn't move me. I got hit by a sumo wrestler over 600, and that's why when I did a demonstration to get on the Navy base, they asked me, "What you going to do?" Okay, I'll take any black belt, anybody, any Navy SEAL punch me, kick me, and I did. I used to run on the beach with SEALs. I used to train with Marines, um, you know. But yeah, it's the mental. So I learned that from my teacher. If you can concentrate that your stomach becomes steel, like Superman, nobody can hurt you. The same as the legs. If I did not do that, I probably have my legs and my arms broken like butter. I broke the wood you saw over the head. That's actually over 6 inches thick with no spaces. So that's six
Wow.
inches. Yes. So now I got to slow down. I'm 63 years old, so I can't do the crazy stuff I used to do, and I don't want to. I promise my dear friends, not I won't do that no more because you know, as we get older, we can make mistakes. But I still will continue to train for the rest of my life. I mean, I
Yes.
looked at Tashi Yamashita from the Octagon, 80 years old. He's got the fastest hands, one of the fastest hands. He's in incredible shape. Jun Ryu, who passed away, I met him, gave him an award. Amazing individual, too. He could do 100 push-ups in 30, 40 seconds and 80 something years old. So these are, and Ron Van Cleve, incredible shape. An old man. He's amazing. These guys, those are my heroes. So I'm 63. I want to be like that when I'm 80. And I will. I'm never going to give up. My longevity is, I'm blessed. My dad lived to 99, and
Wow.
he only passed away because he had an accident. He probably would have lived to 110, 120 easily. My mom is almost 100. She's still alive. So my genes are pretty good.
Beautiful.
So
You're
I'm
blessed.
lucky. Yes.
You're
But yeah,
blessed and you are lucky and you work hard. I want to say to the audience, it's not just that Gary is blessed and lucky, he also works extremely hard. So if you want the results, I mean, Gary, you told me, on our chats that you are 63. I couldn't believe it. I would never have thought that you're 63 years old, and that's because you are dedicated and you're fit and you keep going. You never give up.
oh no, Eric Lee, who's also 70s, he's amazing shape. One day we went all the way up to we went up to New Jersey to do a martial art event. We had had no sleep, and he said when we landed back in Los Angeles, he said we're going to go do some exercise. We went up a mountain, straight up a mountain. That guy's 70 years old. He said, I don't have time to sleep. I need to work out. He said, you go with me. So Eric is an amazing guy in his 70s. I mean, I used to live in Redding, California, which is where they discovered gold. And I used to bicycle up the mountains 40 miles every day. So that, yeah, I love. And then I did a 3 hour kickboxing train, and then I do 40 miles of bicycle already. So I did everything every day. And but no, staying in shape is very important. You know, longevity is, if your health is good, you're not going to get sick. I never get the flu, and you know, and I eat very healthy, and I watch what I do, and like I said, I want to promote fitness, and I think that's what Jack LaLanne. I don't know if you know the great American legend Jack LaLanne. If you Google he's an incredible athlete. He was 95 years old, swimming with 70 boats. And he was so impressed of Dr. Robert Goldman for his incredible fitness. He honored Dr. Goldman, but he was an icon. He had the first exercise television back in the 60s and 70s. And bless him. I trained him in his gym, and I got to meet Jack LaLanne before he passed away. So, um,
Yes.
yeah, so
What a
it's,
journey. You've had quite the journey, Gary, and there's martial artists, the salted martial artists that are out there, the grandmasters that have achieved their 10th dance. We have the other martial artists in the lower dance, still working through their training, still learning the art. I believe when you start doing martial arts, when it's in your blood, it's there to stay. It's not even an option to say you'll ever give up. You have to go through it. It's part of your life. What would you say to young up and coming martial artists who are still learning the ropes, who are still finding their way? What's the best advice you could give them as someone who's been in it for over 50 years?
well, make a commitment and don't give up. Train 5 days a week minimal, and don't make excuses when, I don't care how tired I am or lack of sleep. I go to the gym. It's like
Yeah,
the Bible. People have religion. The religion is my gym. That I don't. I believe in God, but I spend all my time in the gym. And if you really want to be good at something, if you really believe what you want, you will succeed. Don't give up on your dream. Anybody can become a PhD, a doctor, a lawyer if they really want it. It takes time. Time is what's important. One of the great legends in martial arts I met, and a very good friend of mine, he lives in the Philippines, also Hawaii, is Mike Stone. Mike Stone, I got the great honors to meet him. He told us a journey. He's the most important thing in life is not about money. It's about making time for you. Time is everything. If you have time, then you need to love yourself. You have to have a relationship. You need to love yourself, and then you love all your friends and family. Those are things that you need to practice. So if you want to become a black belt one day, then you have goals. You can go beyond black belt, master, grandmaster. It's there.
yeah,
It's time.
it's there.
I was lucky. I was a very young grandmaster, 33 years back in the 90s, and I didn't even want the rank, but I earned it. And just like Bruce Lee became a grandmaster at a very young age in the 30s because he created his own system. He developed his own system, and Grandmaster Hong Yi, who's the founder of Tang Soo Do, became a young grandmaster too. And the same thing, I had two passions in my life. I was really good at karate and chess. And chess, I'm really good at. I was actually 12 years old. I was a master in chess, and I could have been a grandmaster in chess, but I gave it up because I love martial arts more. I couldn't do both. It both take time. But yes, I could have been a grandmaster in chess. I'm very good at thinking in combinations and numbers and seeing moves ahead in chess. So I got to play some great grandmasters in chess when I was at early age, and it's very similar. Karate's just like chess. You have to think and strategy. It's not how big and strong you are; it's how smart you are that prevails. That's why I can teach a lot of women in martial arts to take out almost any guy in the streets.
Mhm.
You know. I also want to say a special thanks to Donna Keaton. If it wasn't for her, I would have met you. She is one of the most amazing women. She started martial arts late in life, but she's conscious of a lot of things, and she's a great friend, and I enjoy working with her. you know. So I really, really honored Donna for
Yeah.
her. You know, she, like I said, she is something else. And I'm trying to remember the prince's name. I'm dyslexic, but I think it's Chalito Charles. Oh God. Anyways, um, he's well known he's an icon. He trained with Steven Seagal and years ago, many years ago. So in Aikido.
Wow.
So I'm trying to.
Incredible. I'm so happy, that Donna Cancela Keating introduced us. Gary, I agree with you. She is a phenomenal person. We call each other warrior sister. She is just amazing. That vibrance, that loving heart. She's achieved so much in her time, and she's an example to women out there who are pondering late,
Right.
late in her life. So if she can do it, ladies, you can do it, and try it out. It's gonna change your life.
Oh yeah, I mean, what she can do, that's the whole thing. I had a 56-year-old student start at martial arts late in life. He got a black belt. He's amazing. So, so there's never too late when you can start. You can start when you're 5 years old, and you can start when you're 50, 60 years old. It's the mental, and some of the like I said, it's amazing. And she started late, but look what she has accomplished in a short time. You know. And I'm hoping she's okay. I'm worried about her. The last 3 days, I have not been able to contact her. I've known you talked to her about 3 days in a
Yes.
row. It's not like
Yeah.
Donna not making communication. So I hope she's okay. Um,
She is. She is. I spoke to her briefly this weekend. She's actually got some things that's going on at home, some building projects. So those have been taking her attention, but I'm sure she'll be back on Facebook
good,
soon.
good. I miss her. I really miss her. We chat every day, me and Donna. And like I
Yeah.
said, she's a very accomplished woman, one of the great in the martial arts. And there's not too many people like her, you know, out there that what
No,
she's
that's
achieved
true.
at her age. And I look at people, yeah, like that. You know, the age is amazing. You know,
Yeah,
so
absolutely phenomenal. Tell me, Gary, we live lives of gratitude. We give that gratitude out to the universe. The universe responds with more blessings, more magic, more synchronicities. I try to see the good in every little thing that happens. I try to see the blessing, the synchronicity. So I just exude gratitude always. I even made it a hashtag here at Meticulous Moments. I love to talk about that. If you look back over your life, all the beautiful grandmasters that you had, Eric Lee, everyone that taught you, all these amazing people that um, Jeff Langton and Steven Seagal, the lessons that you've learned. If you look back over that, what are you thankful for in this moment? What are you grateful for as we are here? I mean, I'm on the other side of the world and we are in a session. I'm so grateful for technology. So, from my side, grateful for technology, grateful for beautiful people like Donna, grateful for the opportunity for a new day. What are you grateful for today? What comes to mind?
well, I bless God, give me another chance. You know, back about 1994, my first wife, um, I had a death experience. I died for 20 minutes. I didn't believe in God. I was an atheist at that time. And, you know, so I did a lot of crazy stuff at that time in martial arts. I had internal bleeding. I had pneumonia that night. I remember I fell down in the bathroom and I felt my body leave my body. I could see my body from the ground. Um, and then my ex-wife came to me to recover me, tried CPR per se, try to get me back alive. And you know, I could see my body. You know, I could see my body as weird. Experience. You're me, not believing God at all. Don't believe in God at all. An atheist of all people. And you know, I said, God, please. And God heard my prayers. Immediately, He appeared to me, and I could see Him. It looked like, and I'm Jewish, so I don't even accept Jesus Christ. And I
Yeah.
saw, this is what I saw, Jesus. Of all these people who don't believe in God, they better really start finding truth out there because there is a God in this world. And I still don't go to church. I try when I can, but I believe in giving and helping. But anyways, at that moment, I said, I don't want to die. I want to return to my wife. And he said, he looked at me, and there, at that moment, all my internal bleeding, because one of my doctors told me if I don't have surgery, I'm going to die. I kept coughing blood all the time. I had something major problem. So I had no pain at that moment. I could read his mind. He could read my mind. I could see his image. I saw what looked like you see in the Bible. Very dark skin, not black, but like you've been in the sun. You know, what you see, a brown and white robe. And that's what I saw. I'd never forget the face, the long hair. And he said, son, it's not your time. So I returned back to my body. And all the pain, the pneumonia, internal bleeding disappeared. I was healed. And my wife was a big believer in God. She always believed in God. I didn't go to church with her. I never did. But then from then on, I started going to church for a long time. So I want to thank God because if it wasn't for Him, I wouldn't be in this world. This is the most important person in my life, and it's always in my heart. He's always there for me when I need help. You know, you know, I don't pray for Him to give me money or anything else. I just pray to be in my heart and guide me through the most difficult time in my journey in my life. And people should find some faith, whatever religion they are, Christianity, Muslim. I believe everybody will go to heaven regardless of what religion you practice. He gave me a chance, and I was an atheist. I didn't believe in him. And here he come in my life. He came in my heart. Here's a guy that never goes to church yet. The guy saved my life and turned me around. So if there is a God in this world looking, you can see all the evil things. You're a witness. If evil exists, then God has to exist. If you have the most demon things in this world that's happened in this world, you know there has to be two opposites, man and woman. You know there has to be evil, then there has to be a God. And then what people should understand that there is a God. And whatever Jesus or God, He's a creator. He's testing. So, people one day stop, have an open cup. When I do martial arts, whoever teaches me, I have an open cup. My cup is empty. I don't have an ego. I don't say I'm better than anybody else. I don't
Yes.
do that. I never do that. So yes, I had, and because of God, I've got to meet all these amazing masters and people in my life. Jeff Lincoln believes in God big time. He's a big Christian. He's a big supporter, of God. I want to say also one more person in my life. He's my boss. He was my manager. I'm trying to get him a job where I'm working now. But his name is Jesse Torres. He believes in God big time. He's a big Christianity. And Jesse's is in my heart. I always think of Jesse Torres because he's always there for me. He supports me, and you know. But yeah, it's all my
Beautiful.
friends. I don't care if you're rich. I don't care if you're poor. I treat everybody the same. I mean,
Yeah.
if I met a homeless person in the street, I give them some money. If I see, like I said, I think everybody. What I don't like about Hollywood, all these big celebrities, when they think they have a big ego, they all care about their money, and I don't care about the money. They think that because they're big and famous, that they're too good. Well, that's not me. I treat everybody the same. You know,
Yeah.
and that's what we should do in this planet: treat everybody and help people, and stop being, oh, I'm too good for you because I'm a rich. The money is not the most important thing, like Mike Stone said. It's not the most important thing. It should be the last priority. You can help. If when I become rich one day, really rich, I'm going to give most of my money to the poor people and help people out there because that's what I want to do, to give. I think you know we should be helping and help all. We have extra food, we should share. There's a lot of people where I work right now. I see a lot of people from all over the world coming to this country. They're starving, and they don't have anything. They're so skinny. It's unbelievable. And then you see a lot of people are obese, big, overweight. Man, they can just cut back their eating and share their food with other people. It'd be so much better for the whole world. So, um,
Beautiful towards community. And that's, we connected so quickly because we talked leadership, we talked the gratitude, even all of those elements were in our first conversation. We talked community upliftment. And Gary, I have to say from my side, I'm a martial artist. I've been doing it for 7 years, and for me, it's a tremendous honor. And I know for the Meticulous Moments audience, it is a tremendous honor to have you here on the show. Thank you so much for making the time. Thank you for being so amazing. You are open and kind and friendly, and I love that about people. So you are part of the Meticulous Moments family now. And we wish you, we say thank you for your
Oh,
time and enjoy your next workout.
thank you. Thank you. All right. Bye bye.
See you soon.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.